Hi Cancer, this is going to be your love reading for February 2020. This is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with every single Cancer. If it does resonate with you, wonderful. If it does not, please feel free to check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign. I'll be doing two general love readings for the month of February, so you'll have this one, and then also a second, which will be a little bit more of a extensive love reading, so it'll be a little bit longer than these videos, and that'll be posted next week. Now, I will also leave in the comment section below a timestamp for when the reading actually begins. So let's get started. All right. Ooh. Can I please get a general love reading, Celtic cross for Cancer for the month of February, please? A clear, concise message for Cancer's greatest good. Please get a general love reading. What are the love energies surrounding Cancer for the month of February? What are the love energies surrounding Cancer? What will they encounter in the month of February? Cancer. Clear and concise message for Cancer, please. Clear message for Cancer. All right. Okay, Cancer, let's get started with your reading. So, at the heart of the matter, we've got the Seven of Wands. So, let me say this before we actually get started. I want to just kind of go through a few stronger energies that are here. Scorpio energy is, of course, very strong. Leo energy is very strong. And you have pretty much every other sign is kind of represented here except for the air signs, even though their energy is in the spread. But I did want to just note that before we get started. So, at the heart of the matter, we've got the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands talks about protection. It talks about valor. It talks about the need to protect yourself and to fight for what is yours. It's a card full of perseverance, that card, and it's being challenged by the sun. There's something that you have to do in the month of February that you really don't want to do. You really don't want to do it. And I can see that here. The sun talks about joy and happiness and clarity. And I feel like it's been difficult for you in dealing with this situation because you always feel like you're forced into a corner, or that you feel like you always have to be on the defense. It feels like you have to be defensive and protective of yourself. And there's something right now that you could either be fighting or fighting for, that if you really look at it, it's not making you happy. You're not happy. Or if it's not that it's not making you happy, there's too much ambiguity in this situation. It's just not clear what's going on. And you're either fighting for something that's very unclear, or you feel like you're defending something, even though you know it's not making you happy. And the reason I say that, whatever the situation is, whoever, if this is in regards to a person, it could be defending the idea of the type of relationship that you want, or defending the idea of the type of relationship that people want to see you in. But you know, though, with the Queen of Cups as the base energy here, this is subconsciously, you know what to do in this situation. The Queen of Cups is an extremely intuitive queen. She's very in tune with her emotions. She's very in tune with the emotions of others as well, and what's going on around her. And you know there's something that you have to do that you really don't want to do, especially if this is a person that you've had conflict with in the past. They played mind games. They've tried to manipulate you in some way. The Five of Swords talks about manipulation and trying to seek an unfair advantage, and it really strongly feels like that's what could have been going on here. Now, what's crowning this reading is the Tower. So it feels like whether you decide to or not, whether you decide to, there's some kind of decision you've got to make here about a situation that's making you unhappy, that you could have had a lot of arguments in the past. You could have just had a lot of mental conflict in the past over, and you intuitively know what you need to do. And it feels like the cards are saying if you don't do it, a Tower, which can represent the universe, God, whatever it is, if you don't take care of this situation, the universe is going to take care of it for you with the Tower. The Tower is going to come in and break this situation down to the core here. And you can leave it up to the universe to do that if you're not ready to take control, but I feel like you are. I really feel like you are ready to take control, because if the Tower has to come do it for you, it can be painful, right? But it's going to be painful either way. Any kind of change is uncomfortable. So it may not be painful, but it just may be uncomfortable. You're going to have to make some changes, and it's going to come in swiftly. Something is going to happen to force your hand if you don't make this a choice on your own about the situation that you're not happy with. In the near future, we've got the Ten of Wands. So it's going to continue to be a burden for you if you don't deal with this. If you don't deal with this situation, it's going to continue to be a burden for you. And sure, you may be able to carry it, but you may break under the weight of this temporarily, right? I mean, even though you can carry it, it doesn't mean you're meant to. And sometimes the Tower has to come in to sweep something out of our life, right? To allow something new to come in. I really feel like you have to make a decision about a person, and you're fighting it, even though you know you need to end this. Now, in your emotions, your advice, you've got the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles talks about the Page of Pentacles brings some interesting energy to this situation, because the pages bring in messages, right? And this is a message about something tangible, something new and tangible. I feel like in your emotions, you may be getting messages, right? Your own intuition may be sending you messages about what you physically, tangibly, in reality. The Pentacles are about reality. It's not about the spiritual. It's about this plane. And it's giving you messages about what you need to do here. This also could be because pages seek, right? You may need to seek some type of resources, especially financially, potentially, with the Page of Pentacles. you may need to get some kind of resources to make this decision. This decision may be predicated on the fact that there's something that you need, either from a person, either financially, but there's something tangible that you need here. And you feel like there's something that you need before you make this decision. And that could be why you're kind of holding off here and you're procrastinating a bit. Now, external to you, you've got the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is an energy of anxiety, worry, and stress. This other person may be experiencing this. They may already know what kind of energy you're in right now. They may be able to sense it, right? They may be able to sense that energy, and they could be really worried about it, especially if you guys have been arguing or been having some kind of issues. It does perplex them. I mean, it's all these thoughts are ruminating in their head. Like they're not okay, right? They're not okay. And it feels like that would bother you at some level, but it's just the truth that this person is worried about something in regards to this situation. You're carrying the burden, right? And you could have been dealing with the situation, but they're experiencing some anxiety regarding maybe something that they potentially did to you or you to them, but they're feeling the weight of that. Now, in your hopes and or fears, right? I feel like this is a hope though. You got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is such a confident character in the tarot. I mean, this is an energy that is powerful, is strong, is energetic, that goes out and gets what she wants. The Queen of Wands makes decisions, right? But the decisions she makes will be in her best interest, right? This is a queen that's going to look out for self, not to the detriment of others, but she prioritizes herself, right? She values herself a lot, and she understands what the next action is to take. Wands are about action, and she's extremely decisive, and I feel like you want to be decisive. That's what you're hoping for. You get to the point where you can be decisive and make the right decision in this situation. So in your outcome card, you've got the Death, and I know the Death, you've got the Death, the Tower. Oh no, I mean, sure, that can be heavier energy, of course. Something is coming to an end here. Of course, whether it's you that does it or the universe comes in and does it, something's coming to an end. But what's great is that once one thing comes to an end, a transformation can happen, right? You leave the old and you begin anew. And I really feel like to become this kind of queen, right, you've got to make this decision. And if you go through this shift that has to happen, when sometimes things have to shift out of our reality, you'll be able to usher in this decisive, passionate, beautiful, attractive energy. I mean, the Queen of Wands is extremely attractive. And I feel like that is your hope. And to get to that type of energy, to attract what it is that would be kind of healthier for you, you've got to go through this death. You've got to go through the death. You've got to go through the transformation. So let's clarify this Death card and the outcome. What other information? Can we clarify this Death for Cancer? Can we clarify this Death? What else does Cancer need to know about this Death card and their outcome? What else does Cancer need to know about this Death card and their outcome? It's transformation energy. What does Cancer need to know about it? What does Cancer need to know about this Death card? What does Cancer need to know about this Death card? Well, you have got the Universe card in this deck, which is the World card in this deck. That these are two cards of ending, right? It's time for this to end. It's the end of a cycle, right? But when the cycle ends and it transforms, it's going to be the conclusion of one cycle, and you have so many opportunities, right? It's kind of like the world is your oyster, right? You can go out in the world and really experience what it truly has in store for you, right? Because this can't be it. Why else would they send a tower in? They want to shift this energy out for you and bring in something more positive. Once you do this transformation, once you go through it, you're going to get really completely end potentially a very unhappy or toxic cycle, and you'll actually bring it to a close, and you'll be open to what the universe has to offer you. The universe, it wants to come in. It wants to shift out something negative to bring in something positive for you. So I hope that was helpful and provided a little bit of clarity, and I will talk to you soon, Cancer. Bye.